You need to open this door, man, for a huff and puff. Come on now, by the hairs of your chinny chin chin.
Oh, boy, you best roll out. We up in here with the Mac-10.
Oh, I think's not, Terrell. I think's not. Y'all might need to think this through and stop wasting my time. Because Omar can come back tomorrow. And the next day. And the next day. And I will put a bullet in all y'all behind what happened right now. You heard? Fair enough.
You're listening to Duck Dust FM. So I know last week started Season 3 off with a bit of a dud, or at least not something that got you instantly hooked, like Finding Grogu or the last-second Boba Fett cameo. Probably because the main arc for Mando should have ended last season, and now we're kind of just aimlessly treading around. It's not entirely throwing darts at a board.
I don't throw darts at a board. I bet on sure things.
I mean, I'm interested to see what happens with Mandalore and Bo-Katan now that the Empire has fallen, but that's more because of pre-existing Clone Wars fandom than Mando itself. This week, though, I think we got a small taste of that. It's not the Season 2 finale just yet, but I think we got a nice piece of things to come with this episode. The episode starts off on Tatooine, on Bunta Eve, which I guess is like Tatooine's Mardi Gras.
The Snoop Dogg is on the Girls Gone Wild balcony. Which is going to draw an even bigger crowd now.
And Mando goes to meet Quasimodo, the mechanic, from those times you checked your phone while watching the previous episodes. Grogu, who's now become an Olympic fucking gymnast after being dead weight for every episode until now, jumps out to greet her. She makes an offhand reference about how boring Book of Boba Fett was without noticing how boring her character is, and offers Mando a crack droid to guide him to Mandalore.
How can you sleep if you have crack?
Din needs specifically a droid who can breathe air in the toxic fumed hellscape they're going to, but must also have destroyed at least one major hero in a previous Disney product.
Never forget your first.
So Mando, Giorgio, and Crack Droid go to Mandalore and are attacked by local street gangs and weird spider cricket man-beast things, one of which captures Mando. Grogu sees all this and all of a sudden becomes Jesse fucking Owens, hauls ass back to his Nissan pod thing, gets the fuck out of Dodge. When the hell did this kid grow a brain and legs? Wasn't he like committing tadpole genocide and being, a child up until this very moment? I just feel like they don't know what to do with him and they can't just force him to be an adult all of a sudden. I know he was off training with Luke for whatever undefined amount of time Lucasfilm needs to convince you, but it's too convenient of a 180 for the character.
Well, things have gotten kind of lazy, huh?
So Grogu then takes the Mando mobile to Bo-Katan's castle, somehow or another, and manages to warn her about Mando and lead her to his exact location and fight off some bad guys. Shit, this could have been helpful as recently as last episode. Make up your mind, Disney. So the episode ends with Bo-Katan freeing Mando from the Jeepers Creepers monster and taking him to get baptized in the sauna of Mandalore. Mando accidentally falls into the deep end and Bo-Katan rescues him, but not before encountering the fabled Mythosaur. This episode was certainly a step up from last week. It's not a complete return to form, but it certainly kept you wondering what was going to happen most of the time. My only real complaints about the episode are with the show's inconsistent production value. The show can have amazing CGI, both in sets and characters like the Jeepers Creepers Grievous monster, but also have ones that look cheap and fan-made like the Jawas in this episode. Another nitpicking issue I have is the dialogue. Look, I know the All-Father George Lucas is infamous for his bad dialogue.
I don't like sand.
And not to say it's like that, but you can come up with more interesting ways to dump exposition on us and not sound like you're reading a Wikipedia page. Either that or tell Pedro Pascal to act like he wants to be there. I also hate that Polly Pocket, and really any other character that's not a Jedi, says, "May the Force be with you," during an era where Luke is supposedly the only Jedi known throughout the galaxy, and the rest are considered a myth or long dead. It seems just as much as a kind of a forced buzz phrase like Mando's "This is the way" Tourette's.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Bo-Katan, once again probably the best part of the show in most scenes, isn't immune to the stale dialogue either once they arrive on Mandalore. Shit, I would have gladly watched her in her own show more than half the bullshit coming out of Lucasfilm nowadays. Although I'm pretty sure that show would have been given to, what, Harvey Weinstein's limo driver?
Fuck! In the limo, you son of a bitch. No argument. Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here.
That show, though, could have had what this show could use a sprinkle of. Good flashbacks. Focusing on the main story comes first, and flashbacks shouldn't be used as cheap filler to break up your thin plotline.
I heard you got a D on your report card. Here's a cutaway.
Like a bantha. Yes?
But they can be used as important context for a story, such as how Mandalore fell and was destroyed, as well as good fan service. Look, Lucasfilm, it's not too hard, as long as canon isn't fucked up or needlessly retconned for a cheap payoff. Even a little glimpse of something like a live-action Siege of Mandalore is, as syndicated atrocity She-Hulk put it, Twitter armor for weeks. Maybe even more. I think we'll get some Order 66 flashbacks at some point, which almost every Star Wars fan loves and sadistically craves, but like the other flashbacks, it's all about execution. I'll give this episode a 7 out of 10, definitely an improvement, but remember, the way to success is up, not down.
I know it's hard to see right now, but we are finally right at the edge of turning this thing around.
Fucking like and subscribe for duck's sake.
The Duke. Duck, I says.